So we're gonna start seated on the block. And we did this, I don't know what it was, a couple weeks ago. We were kind of practicing with this. And I love it because it brings your knees closer to the floor. So I kind of extend my easy pose. So my knees are a little bit flatter. If you're not able to do that, don't worry about it. Just stay in easy pose. This actually is going to make it more difficult. Um, so easy pose is just fine. Come kind of like to the edge of the block forward so that your knees can kind of fall a little bit more forward like that. So this is just what we did last night, seated flat. So align your spine, your head, neck, and the spine. Sit up nice and straight. And then we're going to bring your hands to your heart center and elbow to the opposite knee. So we're going to start out a little bit slower this way and just keep going from side to side until we get a little warmed up. And if you don't touch your knee, that's not a big deal. It's just toward that opposite leg. Now I'm already noticing a resistance on one side, and I'm wondering if it's the way I have my legs crossed. So see if you notice the same thing. I can't go as far on one side as I can on the other, but I bet it's because of the cross of my legs. So I'm going to change the cross and see if that makes the difference. Yep, that was it. Okay, so that's fine. So do both ways. Several times. Last night we did like upwards of 8 or 10. And then same thing, but imagine that you're drawing your shoulder to the opposite knee. So now we're twisting much deeper. And don't strain, just make this more an imagination. And then change the cross of your legs and do it that way too. Just so we warm up that spine. So we're kind of deviating a little bit from joints and glands, but I'm feeling like this is really an important practice to begin to learn. Remember, you're always exhaling when you're twisting, inhaling center. So that makes the twist way easier. All right, if you're balanced, sufficiently twisted, just come back to center, and we're going to start rolling like in the cats, like seated cats stretch. Go as deep as you want. You don't have to go very deep today. All right, then we're gonna go right into pelvic circles. Let's do this. Let's change the cross when we reverse it. Right. Oh, that feels different. All right, then pause at the center and bring your hands behind you and just wiggle the hips back and forth. So this feels really different than being seated on the floor. All right, and then a seated forward fold. We're going to try it on the block. So legs straight out in front, toes up, and then just reach forward. So this is a gentle reach forward. Don't go too deep. And then back to seated and forward fold. So float in and out of fold. And you might notice as it goes on, you can go deeper. So follow that new resistance. Don't press and force it. Just notice it. And then allow yourself to go past it if you're able. If you're not, that's okay. Just keep going back and forth at the same pace. All right, find your new resistance point and hold it there. Make sure that your knees are not bent up. So if they are, just back off. Even breathing. What I do when I'm in these holding patterns is I find the place of resistance in my body. And with me, it's that low to mid back area. And I imagine that I'm breathing into it, I'm expanding it as wide as I can. So if it's shoulders for you, then do the same with that. Or if it's your legs, breathe into them. So when you're inhaling, you fill the belly and you expand the ribs. And then you get that internal stretch. All right, come up. Arms overhead, interlace, and just straighten the elbows and reach. And then just a gentle tip side to side. All right, flip your palms up, press up, and tip or sway. Keep your legs straight so they're strong. All right, palms together, back to your heart center. Forehead to fingertips. Let's release that neck and soften the shoulders. All right, and let's begin. We're going to recreate kind of what we did last night. So I'll have my head toward the monitor, so I'll be mirroring what you do. So if you would just put your blocks aside, come onto your backs so you can still see your monitor, and lay on your right side. So once you lay on your right side, you're going to tuck your knees up toward your chest in a 90. Oh, I forgot one part. If you can use that block underneath your head or a pillow. I forgot about that. It actually hurts your neck if you don't support it a little bit. Let me see if the block works. Yep, the block will work just fine if you don't have a pillow. Just on the low end of the block. So get that first. And then come back to this position where you're lying on your side, and then your knees are bent at a 90-degree angle, and then your feet and your ankles are right directly underneath your knees. So you're kind of making an L with your legs. Your left foot is stacked on top of the right foot. So get that far, and then extend both of your arms out to the side, palms together, and your elbows are straight. So this is just our starting point. So I'll give you a minute to kind of get settled into this, this place before we begin. So if you need to look at your monitor, this is exactly where you should be. Arms are forward, elbows straight, palms together, pointing away from you. Your knees are tucked up, forming an L. And your knees are stacked and your feet are stacked. Okay, I'm going to assume that we're here. So we're moving just the top arm, which is the left one, and you're going to slide your left hand off the right palm so that you move the left shoulder, and then draw it back again so you're moving the shoulder back. So the movement is press your top hand or left hand forward and then bring it back. And just keep doing that. So exhale forward and inhale back. So you notice that your shoulder, your left shoulder, the scapula is moving. And you want to reach and open up that scapula and keep the elbow straight the whole time, both of them. So you're moving with the shoulder, not the arm. And then the breath is important. Exhale when you're reaching your fingers forward. And then when you bring the fingers past the palm, the bottom palm, that's your inhale. And if you have questions about that, this is recorded, so you'll be able to watch it later and see if you're getting it right. Okay, bring your palms together at the starting point, and we're going to do the same thing with the top knee. So your left knee is on top. Keep your feet and your ankles still, and just move the left knee off the right knee. So that would be forward, and then press it back. So you're sliding the right knee forward or the left knee forward and then back again, but not with your feet. It's with your hips. So the feet stay stacked and just the knee is sliding forward and back. And then the breath is the same. Exhale forward and inhale back. Keep your head and your neck as relaxed as you can. So we just work that portion of the body. Okay, stack your knees. And we'll do the same thing with now the arm and the top leg, the top arm, the left arm, and the left knee. So you're going to sweep the hand forward and the knee forward, and then both of them come back. So exhale both forward and then back again. So remember, you're not moving your feet and you're not bending your elbows. All right, pause in your center and just take a little rest before we do the last one. Nice deep breaths. This last one gets a little confusing. So if you if you get lost in it a little bit, you might have to just check out the video afterwards. Okay, so this is going to be now a twist. So we're going to slide the top or the left hand forward off your right hand. And then your left hip is going to roll back opposite the hand. So the hip rolls back and the hand presses forward. And now we're going to reverse it. So bring your hand forward and draw your knee. Bring your hand back and draw your knee forward. So if you pause right there, you're going to notice a gentle spinal twist. Okay, now reverse it. Hand forward, knee back, and then reverse that. So just go forward and back, opposite each other. And the feet still stay stacked and the elbows still stay straight. So you're moving the scapula and the hip girdle. So do several more of these, because I remember when I first started doing this, I started doing it wrong in the middle of it. I was keeping them equal, the same, instead of opposite. So if that happens, just start over. All right, let's pause and just take a break. Come onto your backs. Just relax the sides. And notice that subtle feeling. Start putting names to that sensation. So you make a little bit better connection to what the body is actually experiencing, rather just than putting it into general terms. So what we're doing here is we're balancing the hop and the top, which is hatha yoga. So we're balancing the sides of the body as well as the breath. Prana is involved and so is mental. So let's roll to your left side. We're going to do the exact same thing. So get your knees at a 90, stack your feet. Make sure your head is fairly relaxed and neck. And then both of your hands are out to the side, palms together. And we'll just start with the right arm sliding forward off that bottom palm and then back again. So now we're moving the right scapula. We're opening it. Exhale forward, inhale back. Pay close attention that your breath matches. All right, pause, place your palms together. We're going to do the same thing with the knee. So keep your feet together, press the knee forward. So you're going to roll that hip and then press it back. Exhale forward. Now, if you notice, this is a lot of work. But with this gentle movement, you're moving the parts of the body that need to be moved. So you don't have to go into all of these fancy postures to get that same motion. All right, so pause your knees. And now we're going to do arm and knee. So both hand and knee moves forward and back. Same breath work. All right, finish this one and then bring everything to center. And we're just going to take a little rest before we do the twisted version. Okay, here we go. Your top hand or your right hand moves forward. Your right knee moves back. And then reverse it or change it, switch it. And then keep that motion going. One's forward, one's back. So your feet stay still, they don't move at all. It's just that whole hip joint with the knee pointing forward and then moving back. Elbow stays straight as well. So it's a bit of a mind game too. All right, finish, center everything. Roll on your backs, take a break, and notice, observe. Mentally describe what you feel. You can be in Shavasana. I just can't because the wall's in the way. Well, sort of. Go through the body parts. Go through the shoulders. See what the sensation is. Go through the elbows. Notice. And then do the same with hips and legs. So try not to lump sensation all into one. Separate it out. And really enjoy that sensation that you're feeling. This is what it's all about. Is when you go through these practices, they're to make your life easier and happier. So be happy right now and take that time to um, be thankful that you can experience this type of thing and relax into it. Let all the muscles soften. Okay, we're going to continue with shoulder. So stay laying down, keep your head supported. It's a little bit more comfortable. And bring both of your arms up to the ceiling, palms together. And basically the same thing with arm, the right fingertips pointing to the ceiling, and they're going to reach up, lifting the scapula off the floor and then back down again. So just keep reaching just the right hand up and down. So it's sliding against the left palm. And we'll just do it about 5 times, 3 to 5, whatever you want. You want to exhale when the hand is up and inhale when it's down. And then just switch sides. All right, when you're done, face your palms away from your face. And then do the same thing with the right hand up and then the left hand up. So just keep reaching, alternating hands. All right, now spin your palms so they're toward your face. They're still up, fingertips to the ceiling, but your palms are facing forward toward you. And do the same thing. Reach up and alternate from right to left. This is all for the health of the rotator cuff. All right, balance yourself out. This last one is kind of odd. You're going to bring the backs of your hands together. So you have to kind of spin them forward and let the backs of your hands touch. And then same thing, reach the right one up and then the left one. All right, balance out. Just come back into Shavasana and observe. Put a word or a name to the sensation. All right, come into full happy baby. All right, bring your legs together, straighten them up, point your toes to the ceiling. And we're going to try the same thing with the right foot pressing up and then the left. So you want to try and lift the hip off the floor alternately. All right, balance it out, relax your legs, and observe that part of the body. Go back to happy baby. Pull on your feet forward so your hips come off the floor. And then release. And then pull forward. So you're going to rock that lower spine, massage the sacrum. Keep your legs nice and wide. All right, now press your lower back down so everything's flat to the floor. You're still in happy baby. And then put a little extra pressure on your feet so that you're bending the knees a little deeper and putting more pressure on the sacrum. So you want to flatten your back out and press down. Breathe deep. All right, we're going to relax out of that, go back into Shavasana, and go into that witness mode again. And put a name to the sensation. That's the subtleness of Hatha Yoga. So roll to one side and come on up. Holy cow, that was a whole class. Isn't that something? And grab your chairs, put the seat of it toward you. And we're going to do modified cobra. So your feet go under the chair. We got our spine all nice and warmed up and juicy. So the hands are on the chair and you can press the hips forward. Go to any bend that feels the best. Don't try to deepen it. Just a nice, easy one. We're going to come in and out of that. So straighten the back and then go into that camel. Very easy. I'm going to exhale when I'm in camel and then inhale when I come out. Very gentle, easy on the neck. If this even bothers your neck, tuck your chin. I'll try that version. And if this bothers you, just pause and maybe take a rabbit or a child's pose. In fact, let's just do that. Do rabbit first. So top of your head to the floor, hips are up, no weight on your head. And then go into a full child's pose, hands on your ankles. And then adjust shoulders and hips. Just give them a good wiggle. And then just rest in child's. All right, slowly come out of that and onto your backs. Hug knees to chest, draw them in nice and tight and hold it. And then lower your feet to the floor and cross your right ankle over the left knee and start pulsing the right knee. Hug just the right knee and straighten your left leg. Bring your knee out to the right. Back to center, hug both knees again. Feet to the floor, cross left over the right, pulse the left knee. Right, hug just the left knee, straighten the right one. And then open to the left. And hug both knees again. Bring toes to the ceiling, straighten the knees, draw both of them toward the chest. Wide V. Happy baby one more time. Straighten the legs to the ceiling and begin to lower. And come into full Shavasana pose. Close your eyes and immediately attend to the breath. Nice, even, smooth, diaphragmatic breathing. And once diaphragmatic breathing has been established, bring your full attention to the crown of the head and begin sweeping breath, exhaling down the width of the body, out the toes, inhaling up the width of the body and out the crown. Change your breath to exhaling down to the insides of the bottoms of your feet, and then inhaling up the width of the body to the inside of the crown of the head. Now, just for a couple breath cycles, change to 2-to-1 breathing. Exhale down from the crown to your toes, and then inhale from the tailbone to the crown. Back to natural breath. Gently move fingers and toes. Deepen your breathing. Move arms and legs. Roll to your left. Come to seated. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.